Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, West Texas Smoking and Stuff. Today we're going to be making some smoked brisket. We're going to low smoke this and see how it comes out. So we're going to go ahead and use a nice brisket flat here. Few recipes, all it needs. Not a lot of things we're going to add to it. You can see some mustard and a rub in the background. Right now we're looking at our brisket, and what we're looking at is the excess fat on it. I got a nice piece of flat, to be honest with you, but as you can see on the end, there's a pretty big chunk of fat, and it's probably about an inch, maybe a little more. We want it to be about a quarter inch to half an inch. If we can get it down to that size, that's exactly what we want. We don't want to take it all off though, because that is flavor that is going to give us some of the juices we're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and get this trimmed up real nice and see if we can get this going perfect. So to be honest, on this brisket, we actually didn't have a lot of trimming to do. Like I tell you, we got a pretty nice piece right there in the middle. There's a little chunk of fat that we're gonna go ahead and get out. If you see any excess fat on there that you really just don't need, let's go ahead and get rid of it. It's definitely something you just don't want to leave on there. So as you can see, we actually have a real nice piece of brisket here. Not a lot of fat. We got the little trimming that we needed to get done, but overall, I would say a real nice flat brisket here that we're gonna go ahead and get ready to prep. So in most of my recordings, you're gonna see me use mustard. I use mustard as a binder, one, because it's the sodium I want in my meat, and two, it gives it a good flavor. But not only that, acts as a real good binder. Any rub you're gonna throw on there, it sticks just perfectly to that mustard. So you wanna go ahead and get as much mustard as you can all over this, because essentially once you start throwing any rub you got on there, it's gonna help stick to it perfectly. Like I say, it's already got your sodium content on there. I'm not gonna say the color is real nice to look at, but end of the day, it's under everything you're putting on, so it doesn't really much matter. You just wanna make sure you have something good so that your rub sticks. So as you can see here, we're using our Pit Boss Kansas City barbecue rub. It's supposed to be real good on beef. I've yet to use it, but we're gonna go ahead and get this sprinkled all over. And when I say sprinkle, I am talking about a generous sprinkle. You want this bad boy covered like there's no tomorrow. You don't wanna see any yellow on this. Mustard should be completely covered. Essentially what you get in this rub is a lot of molasses. You're gonna get some sugar, you're gonna get some brown sugar at times. That sugar is what's going to give us a bark on that smoke, and essentially you're going to have a real nice piece of meat when you start cutting into it. Not only that, but all those flavors are going to soak right into that meat while it's smoking. But as you can see, we got a real nice layer of rub all over it. I'm going to go ahead and get this taken care of, let it sit for a while we go get our smoker ready. So as in previous smokes, you've seen me use my tabletop pellet grill. We're going to go ahead and use that here, and what I'm going to show you is how to clean it. It's been about 2-3 smokes since I've last cleaned it. You can see we got quite a bit of ash in here. The grate is real dirty, and I'm going to show you how this gets cleaned real easy. What we're going to go ahead and use for this, you can see our heat guard right there as well. It's pretty dirty. To clean that ash up though, you're going to get a simple shop vac. Simple shop vac will suck everything right out. Essentially, you don't want any of that ash in there, because that ash is going to give it a nasty flavor. The cleaner it is, the better it is for your pellets. So that smoke flavor is coming up real nice. It sounds kind of weird, but trust me, it does make a big difference. So you want this as clean as possible. And essentially, once we turn it on and get the smoker going, we're going to turn it high heat, and it's going to clean out everything in there. It's going to burn off everything, and that grate's going to get real nice and clean. So as you can see here, compared to the first part you were looking at, we got it real nice and clean inside. I smoked out everything right out where the auger shoots out the pellets. It's gonna give us a nice smoke, exactly what we're looking for. Now that we have everything going, I've turned it up high heat. You can see the grate's looking real nice and clean. We've got that heat guard scraped off. White smoke is coming out. We've got those pellets shooting out just like we want. Everything's ready for this meat to get ready to be thrown on, and we'll get it up and running right now. We'll get the heat set where we want it, and we'll get that meat on there. So what we're gonna do is low smoke this. If you see on the left, we got this temperature set right at about 185. I have it at 200 actually, so it's still heating up. But I've never low smoked lower than 225. So this is actually gonna be right at 200 to start off, and right near the end, I'm gonna kick it up to about maybe 250. To start it off, we're gonna throw it at 200. We're gonna throw our meat on. We've let that sit maybe for about an hour now while we're getting this smoker ready. Our pellets are prepped and everything's ready, and we're gonna get that right on there. We're gonna shut it, we're gonna close it. Maybe about 10 hours in, we're gonna come through a probe in it just to see that temperature and see where we're sitting. We wanna get this bad boy right up to about 200, 205. And if not that, we're gonna be testing it with our meat probe. Essentially, we want it to enter like butter. If you can stick it in like butter and it's just sliding right in, our meat's ready to go. So the last of our rub, and we will be back in about X amount of hours. I'm gonna say about 12, 15, maybe 19, depends on the meat. See you soon. So it has been about 18 hours. I threw this on at 5 p.m. Previous day. It is now a little after 11 o'clock, and you can see right there the temperature said 203. That's the internal temperature of our meat. It's jumping back and forth between 201, 203. It looks right where we want it. Opening this bad boy up. Woo-wee! Look at that. Perfect bark. That right there, my friends, is exactly what you're looking for. Nice dark color. I'm gonna check it with that probe. Essentially, we want it to just enter, slide right in like butter, and it's exactly what it's doing. So that's telling me my meat is ready. We're gonna go ahead and pull this off, get it taken inside and wrapped so we can throw in a cooler and let those juices soak right back into that meat. Here we go. Look at those nice lines right there. That sat there for 18 hours without being touched. Hey! All right, guys, so we're here inside. We're gonna get this meat wrapped in some pink butcher paper. Essentially, that is to let the meat sit while it's still warm. When you let it sit like that, it lets those juices go right back into the meat. Gets it, I would say, a little more flavorful, lets it keep cooking a little more in the inside, and essentially it's gonna make your meat a little more tender. Longer you can let it sit, the better. I'm gonna give it maybe about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Wrap it up in this butcher paper. Throw it in a ice chest, not with ice obviously, and put it wrapped in a towel, and we'll let it sit for a while. All right, my guys, so it's been about 2 hours or so that it was sitting in this cooler wrapped in a towel with the butcher paper. Go ahead and pull it out now, let it sat for a while, and get some slicing going and see exactly what our meat looks like. We got a nice bark, it's nice and crispy on the outside. We're gonna look for that smoke ring, the tenderness of the meat. Let's see what we got here. Man, just looking at that, tell me you're jealous. Tell me you're jealous. Nah, I'm just playing, but if you want, you can leave it in the comments. Tell me you're jealous. So we got our knife going. We're gonna go ahead and get this sliced. Let's see what our meat is looking like, guys. Let's see what we got here. You can see that meat looks real nice and tender, completely cooked all the way. We got a real nice bark on the outside, perfect bark. Meat looks real juicy still. Got that real nice smoke ring. Gonna get this chopped up all the way, sliced, so that we can get this prepped for whatever way we decide to eat it. We are gonna be in heaven. Look at that. Dang. Yummy. So all in all, guys, after cutting through this, I would definitely say we got a real nice brisket flat here. The meat is still real nice and tender. It's juicy cutting through it. The bark is perfect. We got the smoke ring we were looking for. Now what we're gonna do is wait for that and get it on a plate, eat it however we decide, and make sure that flavor is there as well. But y'all are missing out. Make sure you try this. It doesn't take a lot of recipe. It's real simple. Just get it on your smoker. All right, my friends, so we're gonna get a brisket sandwich going. Essentially here in the South, along the Mexican border, we like to eat this on what's called a bolillo. That's a bread that's used a lot with menudo. Maybe we'll show you a video of some menudo sometime soon in the future, but today we're gonna get it going. On this bread, we're gonna go ahead and throw some mayo, some mustard, essentially anything to your liking. We're gonna get some meat. You definitely wanna put a good amount of these slices on there. I'll probably get a good 3 or 4 and top it off with some onions. I just like raw onions on my food, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a few of those as well. Some people like to put pickles on there. I've seen it, I've tried it, I'm not a fan of it. It tastes good, but to my preference, I'm just gonna let it sit like this with the onions and get it going. There it is, everybody. There's my brisket sandwich. Be sure to try this recipe. Leave some comments, tell me how it tastes, try your own, and all in all, enjoy. Have fun. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.